What up, YouTube Elleix? Come back at you with another custom StarCraft 2 cast. Today we have a 2 vs 2 matchup featuring the Scion Custom Races Mod. This was highly requested by a viewer of mine. I won't give away who it is, but if you've kept up with the lore in my comments, you might be able to make a guess, but I don't want to say anything in case it gives away a spoiler. Let's go ahead and introduce our teams. Team number 1 spawning on the top right-hand side of the map. It's our red Protoss player Terrarn with his ally spawning just below him. It's our yellow Genetron player U going up against team number 2 spawning on the bottom left-hand side of the map. It's our orange Genetron player InanisLector with his ally spawning just above him. It's our teal Zayed player Quoror. Quoror, one of my very first channel members. Big shout out to him and big shout out to Scion Custom, my 2 members of this channel. I really appreciate you guys. Now, if you're new to my channel and you're not recognizing this mod, this is the Scion Custom Races Mod, which adds 3 new playable races to the StarCraft universe, 2 of which are featured in this match. And man, I love the aesthetic of both of these races. The Genetron and the Zayed both look so cool. I mean, look at this. And what's interesting here is we have a really, I want to say a really early avian nest. So the avian nest will allow Quoror to go for flying units. Meanwhile, Terrarn moving out with these adepts, going for a single push of adepts without his ally. This is going to be interesting. We'll see if he's able to do any sort of pesky damage with these things. We do have a lot of units here in the natural base location for team number 2. The Luna mines as well, but they won't target these these shades. Terrarn going for the psych, really freaking out his opponent. And you coming in to support this with the blitzers. But the thing with the Luna mine is it's not a timed unit. It looks like it would be, but it is not. Doing a decent amount of damage, but ultimately the blitzers surviving. Now, I've noticed since the Luna mine came out, it seems like it's very meta. It does come from the Torrent, which is a sort of anti-air unit, but the Luna mine, man, it's so cool. It's basically a flying Widow mine. We saw a lot of them in my last cast featuring this mod. Anyway, these adepts deciding to commit with the shade, killing a fixer, and then going for the shade out, and the blitzers behind this going for the damage. The adepts coming in to help their blitzer allies. Ultimately, though, I don't think that was necessarily a lot of damage. You spotting what is a third base for InanisLector, and Terrarn going for the shade into the main base, but the Zayedlings able to clean that up. Unfortunately, though, we do have this processing core which will go down at the guns of these blitzers. There's a lot of stuff here, though, for team number 2. I think this is team number 2, right? Yeah, I said bottom team is team number 2. We'll see if I can keep up with that. And these blitzers are out of there after destroying that base. 1 free processing core. Not a bad pickup at all for team number 1. These blitzers moving out probably to meet their blitzer friends. And this base being replaced, and a third base coming down for our teal Zayed player Quoror as well. You may notice that there's no mutation going on here. The scavenger, our worker equivalent for the Zayed, so it's like our drone equivalent, is able to actually build stuff. You don't have to mutate your workers and sacrifice them, which is really nice. They kind of play like a mix between the Terrarn and the Zerg, I want to say. Also, they have multiple structures with different kinds of larvae. So we have the Zayed Den, which is kind of like your tier 1 structure. I want to say it's like your barracks equivalent. And then you also have the avian nest, which, as its name suggests, and as I mentioned, will allow the player to build flying units. And we have 4 of them right now. So Quoror going for a sky play. What do we have on the production tab? Oh, okay, we have Krakens on the way for our teal player. Let's take a look at what team number 1 is up to up here on the top side of the map. Now, I'm also really curious. So the fixer is basically your mechanical healer. This is like a medic that heals mechanical stuff. I would be so curious if they're able to heal stalkers, because God knows we need fixers on the stalkers. They're literally made of paper. My least favorite Protoss unit. I have like an irrational dislike for the Stalker. And for no reason either, because the Blink Stalker is actually not bad. Anyway, the side Blink here trying to do some damage will go down. And an Observer here flying across the map will probably spot some of these units running towards the other side of the map. Terrarn forcing the cancel on what would have been the 4th base for our Teal Zayed player. I'm doing my best to keep up with everything. This match is really picking up right now, though. There's action all over the place. And an hallucinated Phoenix here, kind of just chilling, not really doing its job, like literally the one thing it's supposed to do. And I think this is a warping of Zealots. Oh man, here we go. The Zealots chasing around these scavengers, but the Krakens have been spotted. The Kraken, basically your capital ship equivalent for the Zayed. All these Zealots going down, and here it is, the Warp Prism. I was like, yeah, that had to be a warp-in based on the movement of those Zealots. Meanwhile, a push here on the top side of the map. InanisLector with the Luna Mines. This is ridiculous. So we have repulsors, but the repulsor is an anti-ground only static defense. The Luna Mines going down before they are able to proc on those Stalkers, and yeah, those Stalkers probably would have melted. I'll do my best not to hate on the Stalkers. I'm in a very facetious mood today. Oh, the Badgers. Here we go. Looks like there's 5 of them. Now, the Badger from Solstice, from what Solstice, the creator of this mod, said, he doesn't want to consider these like a capital ship. So I believe they're referred to as like a tier kind of like 2.5 ship, where, yeah, I don't think they're a tier 3 necessarily, but man, they do a ton of anti-ground damage. They do shoot up and down, but they really shine with anti-ground. And these Krakens, man, they have a really cool ability. It's called Volatile Discharge, which is basically a giant biological bomb that it shoots down. It's on a timer, and after the timer finishes, it explodes into a bunch of AoE damage. But the Kraken, or the Krakens, I should say, moving across the map will force the cancel on this base. But we also have a lot of Protoss stuff here. And will they get hit by the Luna Mines? They do. Blink is finished, though. There's no way these Stalkers survive. No chance, man. I would retreat, and yes, they do. And Quoror with this army just taking out all the stuff on the top left-hand side. These Krakens flying home, and look at how cool they look. I mean, this is the Leviathan skin, if I'm not mistaken, but still very, very cool. And there's Volatile Discharge right here. Will explode into a bunch of AoE damage. Boom, a few of those orange units going down. A lot of fixers here, and the fixer does shoot. It does shoot up and down, I believe. Let me double check that, though. Nope, my apologies. It only shoots down, so they will not be able to do damage to the Kraken, but they can repair up. So that's what I was thinking about earlier. So they can repair flying units, but they can't shoot flying units. Another force cancel on this base. Quoror can't get a break. These Stalkers making themselves useful. And, man, this army is looking mighty scary. I like the mix. I like the Krakens, and I like the ground units for our orange Genetron player, InanisLector. It's a good mix. It's like carriers with bio support from Terrarn or something like that, even though there's no such thing as bio for the Genetron. They are a fully mechanical race. And the Badgers here with their shell ability will make them a lot tankier. And look at this. The Badgers basically chasing away this entire army with the help of the Stalkers, to be fair. And there was a Colossus behind all this. Where are they? Here they are. They're not doing anything right now. And you know what? To be fair, they're not necessarily needed, so may as well not put them at risk. The Badgers engaging the Leviathans, you deciding maybe not. Maybe we're not going to do that right now. And we're 12 minutes into the game, and the entire map is taken at this point. So both teams really putting on a show for us today. Also, if you guys want me to cover any of your own games, I do have a Discord. Go ahead and join it. It will be in the description below. So what do we have? This is base number 4. all things considered, despite the fact that Quoror has been kind of denied a lot of bases, he's still really, macroing up like crazy. He's at 168 supply right now, which is second highest only to you, and you is a Grandmaster StarCraft player. So this is really a battle between the greats right now. So many Badgers, but also so many Krakens. Now, one cool thing about the volatile discharge is it matches your color. So you can see that they're teal. If you were yellow, they would be yellow. So I don't know. It's cool attention to detail. The Luna mines here flying around. They move so slow, but the fact that they can move around is so hilarious. Oh, actually, you know what? I said they weren't timed. I think they are timed, evidently. We just can't see it with this UI. So they are timed. I lied to you. I am so sorry. I might have to make a YouTube apology video later. That'd be kind of funny for the memes. The Spitfires running around. These are very fast units. They're basically your Marine equivalent. They are your tier 1 unit. And also spotting this again. Speaking of not being able to catch a break, another cancel on this base. Quoror's tried to take this thing at least 2 or 3 times. Look at all these bile pits, though. These are like photon cannon equivalents, so they do shoot up and down, and they have the support of the feeding pools. The feeding pool is like a moon well, and it will heal bio units, and everything from the Zayed are bio. So where the Genetron are all mechanical, the Zayed, a lot like the Zerg, are all bio, which I also think is pretty cool. Anyway, a lot of the bile pits going down, but destroying all of the Spitfires. Meanwhile, it looks like a base was destroyed here by the Krakens, and we have a big engagement here in the middle of the map. We have stuff going on everywhere. These Badgers tanking the Lunamine shots really well. The Torrent is an anti-air unit. We'll see if the Badgers survive this. This is absolutely insane. We also have an engagement here. It looks like a base going down for Quoror. That is really unfortunate. So the Badgers do survive, but they have been thinned out just a little bit. And so many Krakens as well. How many Krakens do we have on the field, actually? We have 18 of them. That's crazy. Tempests. We have a Tempest also for our red Protoss player, Terrarn. A base here going down for InanisLector. Team number 2, man. They are losing bases left and right. Quoror especially. I feel his pain, man. Looks like a defense ping here thrown down by InanisLector. I mean, to be fair, there was a Protoss army there just a second ago. This game, man, it was recommended to me, and I was not lied to. This is a sick game so far. We're at 16 minutes in. Let's take a look at the resources lost. So yellow and orange have lost the most, and teal and red have lost the least. So all across the board, relatively even where the teams are concerned. I like the mix of the Tempest, though. I would want to see more Tempest, given the fact that we have so many Krakens on the field. I mean, this is terrifying. This might actually be my thumbnail. That is crazy. So they are flying to the left-hand side. I wonder if there is... I wonder if there's going to be a plan to take out these bases on the top left-hand side. They were taken out once already, and just the movement from Quoror kind of suggested that, but at the same time, it's possible he just wants to defend all the bases that he's been losing. The Spitfires will spot what is an absolutely terrifying, a horrific army of Krakens, but way out of position. So team number 1 should feel relatively safe, given the position of the teal army, but they are on the move, and the Krakens, they are big and they're slow, but they're not that slow, man. Orange pinging what is going to be both armies. Oh, and the Mendlings here as well, throwing down some cloak on these Krakens. Volatile discharge here as well will explode on nothing. And InanisLector deciding to engage both armies a little too early, considering the fact the Krakens were out of the way. A bunch of volatile discharges here, though. I don't know if there's going to be friendly fire on all this stuff. No, it looks like they were actually possibly canceled or destroyed. These Krakens, though, although they are strong, we have the Tempest, which do extra damage to them, and it's also basically a 1v2 at the moment. One Tempest left behind. Oh, that is brutal. And the Spitfires doing some damage to Quoror as well, forcing an evacuation of workers. Okay, and the Krakens, I mean, moving so slow. This base literally going down. That is brutal. This is a lot of Raptors, though. I almost called them Vipers because they look like Vipers, but no, these are Raptors. These are anti-ground units, and they are super, super fast. Actually, I think they hit both up and down. Yes, they do. So, yeah, this is going to be absolutely crazy. Given the fact that they move so quickly, they might be able to take out multiple bases before they're even engaged with. An Olympus shot here, though, likely by you, which is basically a nuke that does damage over time, but it hit nothing, so we can't see it. But another Olympus shot here will land on all the Luna mines. Bam, only 2 of them left. That was a pretty good hit, a good use of the Olympus. These Colossi, though, getting caught way out of position. I think 2 or 3 of them going down. Another one in jeopardy. It will go down. These Raptors are starting to thin out just a little bit, taking shots from both the Stalkers and the Tempest. These Tempests are going crazy, but they will possibly go down. I think 2 of them going down, and most of the Raptors also going down. I'm not entirely sure that's worth it, but I love the movement here by Quoror. It's crazy. And a mothership for Terrarn as well. This game is getting absolutely disgusting. An engagement here on the bottom side of the map as well. Brutal. And I like this chain of healing. That is hilarious. 2 fixers on 1 fixer, and that fixer on the Badgers. Oh, wow, okay. The Raptors. This is actually something from a movie, but we have the Boar as well from you, and the Boar doing some damage, but ultimately going down. It has like a drill ability that does damage to whatever it flies into when that is activated. But Quoror, the MVP right now with this air army, is terrifying. The mothership a little bit out of position, but likely it's likely Terrarn doesn't want to lose that thing. Oh wow, a lot of Luna mines though. That would probably take out the mothership if they were able to lock on. A lot of workers going down in use base. I don't even know what number base this is. The Tempest, though, a lot of Tempests. I mean, they're technically good against the Krakens. Also, the Boars. Look at all this damage. Yep, that is absolutely disgusting. All of the Krakens going down. That is a huge loss for our Teal Zayed player. He is now at 89 total supply. Brutal, absolutely brutal. Terrarn is at 88 supply. You is at 150, and InanisLector's at 143. So all things considered, as I said earlier, where the teams are concerned, they're still relatively evenly matched. No way. Are we going to see another cancel on one of Quoror's bases? Quoror, I feel for you, man. I feel for you. You have to cancel this. Yep. Cancel forced on that base. Good tech switch by you as well. Switching to the Boar really saved them that engagement, I think. I mean, the Kraken is really good, but if you have enough anti-air units to counter them, yeah, you'll be fine. The Torrents, though, also an anti-air unit. As we can see, look at these missiles. The Luna mines being thrown down as well. We'll lock on to a lot of these ACRs, the SCV equivalent for the yellow player. I was going to say take out that processing core, but we do have that Olympus shot. Will it hit the processing core? No, it won't. But it is so close to dead, man. Meanwhile, it looks like a Zealot run by Unfortunately, we can't see how many workers have been killed in a 2v2 matchup, but I mean, look at this. The base basically shut down. Brutal, man. Absolutely brutal. The bases on the top side of the map, the kind of top left-hand side of the map, have been relatively safe for a while. Terrarn's been left to his own devices. And InanisLector with a lot of anti-air units. I mean, I don't blame him after seeing all those Badgers and all those Tempests. Yeah, I get it, man. I absolutely get it. A lot of Luna mines being placed. Oh, great hit with those boars. I've never seen that before. The boars absolutely destroying all those Luna mines. Crazy. And this base, once again, getting evacuated. I should have started a counter, man, for how many times this base and the other base for Quoror was either destroyed or canceled. Eventually getting that stuff cleaned up, but given the movement of those Protoss units and also the fact that team number 2 saw that these bases were taken earlier, yeah, you know there's a base up there, right? So try to do some damage. Maybe also prevent another warp in, because this is like right next door to you. Oh, an Olympus shot. This is the Olympus, by the way. It comes from this building. So InanisLector doing some friendly fire. But ultimately, that structure will survive. I want to say the Olympus shot is more geared to be like an anti-unit kind of ability. Terrarn not even bothering to move these Tempests, and another run by of what appear to be Zealots. Oh, wait a minute. Don't tell me that was friendly fire. Oh, no. A lot of stuff going down for the orange player. Another Olympus shot lined up here. That might have been friendly fire, actually, on his own stuff. It's possible that came from you, but I don't know, man. This processing core going down. We also have a lot of action here as well for the teal player. There's stuff going on all over the map right now. I really don't know who's going to win. InanisLector throwing out the GGs, losing 2 of his bases. To be fair, he's not left the game yet, though, and I want to say this is still kind of like up in the air, considering the fact that we do have a decent amount of stuff. InanisLector, okay, throwing out the GG to all. Okay, yeah, he said it to his allies first. That's why he's still in the game. We'll see if he stays, though. I mean, that might be a bit of a premature GG. Terrarn returning the GG, but nobody's left the game yet, though. Fun fact, I did that once a long time ago when I was in, like, high school when StarCraft first came out. I know, crazy. StarCraft 2 first came out. I should specify, and I said GG to somebody, and then I won the game, and he raged at me. I understand, man, but it was still funny. So, they threw out a GG, but the red Protoss base, the bases, I should say, are going to be cleaned up. And this is still kind of like anybody's game. I mean, the yellow army is looking scary. I'll give them that. The yellow army is looking scary, and the Badgers with the boar support, yeah, like really, really scary. But Quoror is still very much in this game. He's got a decent amount of money, and InanisLector has a lot of money as well. Is he still playing? He might be. So yeah, I think that was a little bit of an early GG because we're still here. But this might be the deciding engagement. I mean, the boars, yep, there we go. Just flying into these Krakens. Quoror finally throwing out the GG, leaving the game, giving the victory to team number 1. What a wild, wild matchup. If you guys enjoyed what you saw, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next one.